Now let the player through, please. Just down in that corner. Just let that player come through. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first quarter-final, and Eddie Brown to throw first. Thank you.
Reach our News of the World Darts South Bank,
60.
and we greet you from Alexandra Palace in the first leg of the first quarter-final of these 1974 championships. And throwing now, we have from the Eastern Counties, Eddie Brown, and his opponent now coming up onto the hockey here is the London and Home Counties representative, Peter Chapman. Remember, it's 5:01 straight in. You subtract the scores. The outside ring is the double ring, the inner ring is the treble ring, and the little hole in the middle is the ball. They must finish on a double, of course, and this is Eddie Brown. 41 scored. Alexandra Palace here, as you can see from that shot in the background, they're absolutely packed to the rafters. Something like 12,000 people, oversubscribed by 6,000, 18,000 wanted to come here, and the atmosphere really beginning to jump about a bit. This is Eddie Brown. Eddie Brown from the Magpie Inn, Stoneham, the most experienced player in these 1974 finals. He's been here 6 times before, and he's the only man indeed that has actually made this unique event before. Eddie Brown then on 82. You can see the scores, the state of the scores there. Brown on 181. Chapman now still on 376. Taking a bit of time to find his mark.
60.
That's 60. Getting into the groove now. So 181 now for Eddie Brown from the Magpie Inn, Stoneham, representing the Eastern Counties. That's very
81.
Close on the wire. It's 81. So Eddie Brown galloping away. This is Chapman. Very steady player. Very steady handler. But now Brown in with a chance of a devastating finish. He needs 100 exactly. I think he'll go on the 20s. Let's watch. That's 60. He wants double top. A tremendous shot. Just over the top. Yeah! Tremendous finish. Tremendous finish from Eddie Brown. How many darts was that? Something like 15, 18 darts. And no trouble at all. Straight out on a ton. So the first leg of this first quarter-final to Eddie Brown from the Eastern Counties.
Peter Chapman to throw first this time.
So now the second leg, and Peter Chapman with a lot to do. He's lost the first leg. He really has got to get back and win this one to stay in these 1974 championships. Eddie Brown now coming up to throw. Looked very good in that first leg. That's very close on the wire, but it's only 3 ones. I think that's a 60. It is.
82.
Straight away with 82. Very steady player, this Eddie Brown. But now Chapman. And he's got 21 so far, and he won't like
41.
that. 41 scored. Brown. That's a 20. That's 40.
45.
45 just pulled the third dot a little bit to the left into the 5 there. So now Chapman, and Chapman could desperately do with a big score now to establish some authority on this second leg. There's 61.
64.
64 scored. Brown. It's a good shot.
96.
96 scored. He scored a 20. He came downstairs onto the 19. Got a treble. Good stuff. Chapman then, wanting this leg desperately.
60.
6-0. Beautiful picture of Eddie Brown weighing everything up, dropping straight into 3 ones. 23, 43. So there's the state of the parties. Very little in it at all at the moment. Brown something like 30 odd in front, but Chapman with the darts in his hand, his own destiny in his own hands there. That's 40 scored. He could do with a 60. Unlucky. 60 scored. He could have done with the treble there. He really must edge in front in this one because Brown is a devastating finisher. Brown. 23, very close.
28.
28, bravely kept trying for the 60s and missed both of them. This is Chapman now. Chapman now just beginning to find his feet, just beginning to get in front.
60.
60, much steadier leg this one for Chapman. Brown now struggling. That's 80.
100.
That's 100. 156 going, so 60-60 double 18 would be a very, very pretty way to finish the game. He's not going to do it, but he's keeping nice and steady.
41.
41.
Eddie, you need 107.
107 as a shot here. 57 ball or 19, 48 treble, 16. That is double top. Which way will he go? He's gone for the 57. He's got it. Wanted the ball there, and he went over for the 18 and missed it. So after a tremendous start, he wanted the ball, he missed it. So 115 now for Chapman. This one's really beginning to jump about now. That's 20.
Yeah!
And that's a tremendous shot out. I honestly did not see that. It even took Alexander Palace by surprise because he wanted 107, I think it was, and he got it in the most spectacular fashion that even left the commentator speechless. Tremendous shot out for Chapman to level the game.
Well, two good finishes, ladies and gentlemen, and now the third leg, and Eddie Brown has won the toss and throws first.
The News of the World Tournament begins to set on fire now because he's straight back in there, Eddie Brown, with 130, was it? I think it was. 140.
24.
24. A derisive roar from the crowd here because in this sort of class, that's considered to be a disastrous score. And there's a 60 straight away from Brown, and Brown didn't like that spectacular finish there. It took his breath away, it took all our breaths away. And this is tremendous starts at 63, 83. So now Brown has scored over 2 ton in his first 6 hours, and it really is beginning to take off. And Chapman struggling now. Chapman really struggling. He's only got 6.
21.
21. Not happy at all. Brown then. Brown really galloping away this one. 20. 25 screwed that one a little bit. 26. A classic bed and breakfast 2 and 6. And I think perhaps the nerves are beginning to tell just a little tiny bit now here in this first quarter-final. What a good one it's been. Chapman now steadying up with 80. 140. And just listen to the crowd. They really appreciate that sort of a shot. Straight back now with Brown. Brown looking around, coming downstairs, trying to find the big scores. This is Chapman. He needs 316. Not so many now, 20 off. That's 25.
45.
45.
Good evening, 194.
194 now for Eddie Brown, so a ton now would be more than useful. That's 60 of them and a tremendous start. He's got him for the 54, the 318s, he's missed it.
96.
But 96 is pretty useful. Chapman now, again, needs a ton. The smoke drifting up from this massive crowd. You can see it quite clearly there.
100.
He's got a ton. So he wants 98 and 60. Double 19 might be a shot, or alternatively he'd go for 316's bull. Which way will he go? He's got 20. 20 leaves him 78. 78. Can't make up his mind which way to go. 54 he wanted, he missed it. He's got 80. Got 58 there, so it leaves him double top. And that's what he wanted after failing to get his treble. So 171 for Chapman, and Chapman now looking around for a magic wand.
That's
a good dart. But is it going to be good enough? Double top now for Brown to wrap this one up. The tension really happening here. That's just over the top of the 20s. And that's right next door in 2.5s. He wants 2.15s.
10.
Very bad luck, so Chapman comes in and fights again. 111 he needs. 57-18, double 18 would be a super shot out. He's gone for 51. And this man really is dynamite on his finishing. Does he want double top? I think he does.
91,
91, and he really does leave us quite breathless with his finishing power, this man. He's an unorthodox player. So Chapman now on 2.15s. So close. 15. So Chapman now, with everything to play for, he's got his chance. Brown missed his double. He wants 2.10s. Tremendous hush, very close on the wire.
Yeah!
That'll do! Tremendous stuff. That really was a super quarter-final. And it's Chapman from London and the home counties who goes forward after a really thrill-a-minute game with Eddie Brown. So Peter Chapman from London goes into the semi-finals, and he's knocked out with it. He's delighted. And I don't blame him. That really was a fight back from the death. Tremendous stuff.
Game, ladies and gentlemen, between Jim McQuillan and Tom Barfeld. Jim McQuillan, Tom Barfeld.
So we come into the second quarter-final in the 1974 News of the World Darts Championship here at an electrically atmosphere at Alexandra Palace, and this one is between the Swedish representative, Tom Baverfelt. That's him just throwing there, and just to give this competition a really international flavour, we have his opponent from Era, from Dublin, that's Joe McQuillan on the board now.
95!
So 95 for Jim McQuillan, and this is the Swede. The second time that a Swedish representative has played in these championships, all indicative that the News of the World title really is the unofficial World Championship of darts. And this is the first time indeed that we've had a representative from Era, and here he is now, Jim McQuillan, very nattily attired in a maroon blazer, whereas his opponent prefers the casual look. Tom Baverfelt, or Baffelt perhaps, from the Stockholm club, the Pewter Tankard team in Stockholm. Remember, they must score 501. It is straight in and a double out. That means to say they must finish with a shot on that outer ring. So 60 now for McQuillan, and Baffelt going quite well, nice and steady, nothing spectacular so far, feeling his way. I'm quite sure this youngster has never really played
41
in front of such an enormous audience. There's 12,000 beer-drinking, rip-roaring public bar types here behind him, breathing down his neck, and you don't get things like that happening in Stockholm very often.
95!
Jim McQuillan perhaps is more used to crowds in Dublin, because he's jogging along nicely. 290s so far, 260s, nice and steady. This is Baffelt.
45. Jim, you need 191.
So it's McQuillan, and his score is on the left there, 150 he needs. Baffelt, 265, his score on the right. This is Baffelt, nice picture of him, steady and concentration.
41.
41.
150.
So 150, well, 360, 320s, 318s, double 18 would be a super shot. He's not going to do it, but he's plodding on the 60s, and he gets a treble 20 with his final dart to really get him out of trouble there. He now needs 80, and Baffelt, the Swede, needs a miracle.
60.
He's got 60 of them, so 80 left, so 48 double 16, 3 16s, 2 16s could be his classic shot. Instead, he's gone for the 20s, he's got 3, he needs 2 10s. And that was unlucky. 164, so treble 20, treble 18 bullseye would bring the house down.
45.
So there we have, you can see McQuillan's score there, 20, he needs 2 10s. Plenty of time now. McQuillan maybe can wrap up this first leg just by hitting that red double there, down there at 4 o'clock on the board. He's very close to it. Very, very close indeed.
119.
So 119, treble 19, 30, 2 16s. Now, instead of which he goes up, he has a 20. He has 39 so far.
55.
55 scored, so Baffelt nice and steady. But McQuillan, who again needs those 2 10s, and he's very close on the wire, and he's just inside, he wants 2 5s now.
15.
And he's got one of them, so he rips it, and the Swede is now back in with a chance. He wants 64. He has 20, he needs 44, 10 or a 6 I think he may go for. Now he's gone over for the 12, unusual.
32.
Well, he wanted to leave himself 2 16s, but he did waste a dart.
That's too many.
So McQuillan wants 5 to rip, and he's ripped it. So now the Swede really has had lots of opportunities here to wrap this one up. He wants 2 16s. The dart thumps in there half an inch too low,
16.
and then half an inch too high. Now to 8. So this game really has been in the nervous 90s, so to speak, for a long while, and McQuillan really seems to have lost his bottle completely. He now needs...
That's too many.
Baffelt has got too many. Not the sort of standard we expect in the News of the World, but I'm sure they'll settle down in a minute. That's the one he wanted. He now needs 2 2s. That'll do. He must have heard me. He must have heard me, because he did play ducks and drakes a bit, getting a double. But Jim McQuillan from Dublin really settled down, banged them in, 2 2, shot out. He has a first leg up against Baffelt of Sweden.
Right, Jim, you throw first in the second leg, having lost the toss. Quiet, please.
So McQuillan with
60.
1 horse to his credit, gets away straight away in the second leg with a steady old 60. This is Baffeldt from the Pewter Tank Club in Stockholm. Been playing darts for 4 years, and he's brought 60 Swedes across the North Sea to cheer him on this afternoon. They're having difficulty making themselves heard in this crowd, but they're here just the same. McQuillan is from Era, from Dublin, from the Vine in Dundalk. Didn't lose a leg in his area qualifier until he met Pat McLean in the final, but Baffeldt in the meantime, nice and steady, 81. McQuillan again then. 45 scored. So again, something of an inconsistent flavour about this quarter-final, and something indeed of an international flavour with a Swede and a rip-roaring Irishman. This then is McQuillan, very dapper. That looks like a 1. It is a 1. That's 21. 28 scored. So nothing colossal in it. Baffeldt just with his nose in front now. A bit further now because that looks very much like 80, and it is.
100!
That's 100. So Baffeldt now beginning to find his mark, beginning to sort out the big scores, and McQuillan really must start to hit that treble wire to get back into this one. He's very nearly 100 behind now, and Baffeldt very badly needs this leg to stay in the championship. He's certainly settled down very, very much more than in the first leg. So he only needs 155 now. McQuillan must really start thinking about three-figure scores.
81.
81. So 155, you can see Baffeldt's score on the right there, 60, 57, 2 19s. What's that? It looks like a double 20, it is.
107.
So 107. And the boy from Stockholm is really beginning to get him going here at Alexandra Palace. McQuillan, in the meantime, is still going pretty strong. He comes back with a ton. This one's beginning to take off now. So now Baffeldt needs what? Baffeldt needs 48.
32. Jim, you need 122.
So 122 from McQuillan now to wrap up this game. 60-30, double 16 perhaps. That's a 1.
24. Tom, you need 16.
So 2 8s now for Baffeldt to level your Devils.
Yes,
that will do it. So Tom Baffeldt from Stockholm levels up this second quarter-final, and he really did look a lot more impressive in that leg. And it's McQuillan who wins the toss for the third and decisive leg of this quarter-final. News of the World Championship, remember, they must score 501. You must subtract their scores, and this is Jim McQuillan from the Vine in Dundalk, who has just thrown there 24, not very impressive. Tom Baffeldt from Sweden starts with 5. 25. 85, and that was a good third dart. And the 60 crowd, the 60 supporters from Sweden beginning now to find their voices.
81.
81 for McQuillan. This is Baffeldt, a young contestant, and really he is beginning
30.
to go places, I was about to say, but then he comes back with a 30, which isn't very impressive. McQuillan, in the meantime, in the maroon blazer, probably the best dressed of all this afternoon's contestants.
39.
And he's certainly got a bit of style on the dartboard too. This is Baffeldt. Baffeldt then, looking very cool. That's only 5, and that's not really good enough. That's 25.
45.
45 for Baffeldt. So, at the moment, this leg, the decisive leg, burning one feels on a short fuse. Something's got to go soon.
60.
60. So Baffeldt lagging a bit. 26. So this indeed is Jim McQuillan and not Al Lippman from the USA. But then again, he is an Irishman.
140!
So 140 there for McQuillan, and that really could be a decisive score, because that really puts him a long way in front. And Baffelt now with the pressure well and truly on.
60!
He replies with 6, but as you can say, McQuillan there, his scores over on the left-hand side. He's 157, treble 20, treble 19, double top will be his shot. Has he got a treble 20? He has. He's come down, he's missed the 19, he's got a 7. He goes back upstairs onto the 20, gets 87, and he really now has a lot of time to get a double shot out. And Baffelt, this young man from Stockholm, really must start playing well.
60.
He's steady, but not really spectacular enough.
70.
So 70 he wants. 70. Which way will he go? He's gone for the 10. He's got it. He wants 60. He now wants double top, and that's a tremendous shot. That is a tremendous shot. He wanted 70. He got the 10. He got the single 20. He got the double top, and that means that Jim McQuillan from Ayr, 43-year-old brewery driver, goes into the semi-final in his first News of the World Finals.
The third quarter-final between Al Lippman and Joe Gibbon. Al Lippman, Joe Gibbon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the television authorities are asking me to please come off that scaffolding. You're not being fed to the men working above, and you're jeopardising yourselves. Also the people at the back.
Quarter-final of the News of the World Darts competition between, on the board there, this is Joe Gibbon from Lancashire and Cheshire, a Liverpool boutique owner,
100.
representing, as I say, Lancashire and Cheshire, and getting straight away with a ton. And his opponent, again, bringing international flavour to this championship. We have the American champion, Al Lippman from Philadelphia. Al Lippman then on the hockey at the moment with the white flights to his darts, replies with 85. So Gibbon, 42-year-old from the Ancient Britain Hotel, Everton, and really on the right road at the moment.
100!
And another ton, so that's 2 tons straight away for Given. And Lippmann, who has looked impressive earlier in this tournament when he beat Leighton Rees, the Welsh champion, already with his back to the wall. Lippmann.
26.
Unlucky there. 2 treble threes. They could easily have been treble 20s, and that would have been a big score. But Given now, looking very impressive. He's had 2 tons, 200 so far. He's got another 40. 60. So 260 and 9 darts. That's championship form. This is Lippmann. He's brought his trainer with him today, so if he gets behind, we can expect to see the magic sponge. And he lags a bit at the moment. Given, in the meantime, has really been scoring consistently, and he's doing it again. He's got 2 20s. 60. He really is dynamite on those 20s, isn't he? He hasn't missed one yet. So Lippmann. That's unlucky again for his treble 20. It was indeed a treble 5, but he comes back on par with a 20, then a 1. And Lippmann now really with his score on the left-hand side. You can see he's a long way behind this man, Joe Given. That's another 60 as it is. Tremendous stuff. He's at a 1. It's very close on the wire. 80 scored, and that is the first time that Joe Given in this leg has missed a 20. He only wants 101 now, and Al Lippmann really is looking for a fairy godmother. 85, a good score, but 101 wanted now for Joe Given from Liverpool. 57-12, double 16 he could go for. He's gone for the treble 17 and missed it. He has now got the treble 19, I believe, so he's now scored 59. 65 scored. That must leave him a double, surely. It does 2 18s. So Al Lippmann now really has got to get a weaving. You must have heard me. He's got 80, I think. 100. So now Given, who has played superbly well in this leg, needs 2 18s to wrap it up. Oh, that one dropped a bit. Over to 2 9s. He's missed it. 124, so Al Lippmann suddenly, who has been really trailing quite badly right the way through this leg, is now in with a chance. He can get out here with a good shot. That is 20, he needs 104. That's another 20, now he's 84. Will he come across now for treble 18? 54 would leave him 2 15s. Now he stayed on the 20s. So now Joe Given again gathering breath. He needs those 2 9s so badly here because Lippmann's really breathing down his neck now. And he's very close, his 3rd dart. This must be the one. Yes! Tremendous! He had to have that one. There it was, first leg, Joe Given, 1 in the stable.
But now the second leg, Al Lippmann will throw first this time. White, please.
And so we come on to the second leg, and this is the figure of Al Lippmann, a Philadelphia club owner,
42.
in these championships for the 2nd time. And Al Lippmann now really badly needs a win because Joe Given in his first leg threw supremely well. He hardly missed 20s at all, but he's missed them straight away with his first start in the second leg. He gets back in the groove with 2 for a 40 score to start the second leg. This is Lippmann, US Open darts champion. No stranger to Alexandra Palace. He was here last year and went away totally overwhelmed by the atmosphere because suddenly he found himself the villain of the piece for the 12,000 fans from the pubs and clubs of Britain. A bit unfortunate, really, but those sort of things don't happen in Philadelphia. Given, in the meantime, really is settling in and looking very impressive. That was a good ton. So Lippmann again finds himself struggling to keep pace with this young boutique owner from Liverpool. He's doing pretty well now, though. That's unlucky for 2 treble 20s. But Lippmann, your score on the left there, as you can see, is just a trifle in front. But Given has the darts, and he has 85. So he now edges into the lead, but not very much in this one. Lippmann, a big score here could be decisive. He's just pulling a little bit to his left and hitting those 5s 38 scored. He won't be happy with that. A treble 5, a treble 1. Bad luck there for Al Lippman from the States. But now Given. That's 20. He's tremendous on these 20s. Just drops it down, looking for the treble. I think it's just under the wire. 60. Very still. Lippman then needs 286. And he just cannot regularly hit that treble 20. It's only a fraction away.
22.
But in the News of the World Dart Championship, that's what it's all about. Fractions of an inch. Joe Given. Beautiful study of concentration there. And he really has been finding those 20s. That one just dropped a trifle into the 1.
41.
41. Lippman then, very close this leg, and Lippman really needs this one badly. Now he's hit the 20s. Can he keep him there?
43.
43. He's been very unlucky, Al, on the treble 20, because that again was right next door. Given. 20 scored. 40 scored. 100. Pretty to watch, and there's the crowd, and they're really saluting this artistry. Lippman again is just next door. He hasn't really had any luck at all. He's got 2 treble 5s. That is really bad luck, because Al Lippman has been so close to that treble 20. So 75 for Joe Given now to really ensure a place in the semi-final. 75. Which way will he go? He has gone for 3 13s and missed it, and he has got 4, and he's got another 13. 35 scored, so that leaves him double top. Got himself out of trouble there. Al Lippman now looking around for something special. He really is a long way back, and that's 60. Unlucky again. 60. So will Joe Given, the 42-year-old boutique manager from Liverpool, make his way to the semi-finals? Here he goes. He only needs a double top. That's it. He's just too low. 2 10s down at 4 o'clock on the board. Slicing it up, working it all out. 2 10s, 1 dart left.
20.
Close. But he's missed his chance again, and Al Lippman again can come from the back. 121, treble 20, 25, 2 18s, or treble 20, 57, 2 2s, if you want to be really outrageous.
902.
What's that? That's treble 3. He's been very unlucky. He was looking for 57. Bad luck, Al. He can't believe his luck here. And the sympathy one feels in this enormous 12,000 crowd is really with this Yank. He really has played well here without any luck at all. That's 29 scored.
Yes.
So a 60 would be more than a bit useful. Instead of which we went across for 3 14s.
20 going.
Well, now, Joe Given, one feels must get out, but I don't think the Yank will allow him off the hook if he misses this 2 10. So let's watch Joe Given here looking for 2 10s, and that's bang on the wire. It couldn't be closer. That's just inside. He now wants 2 5s. 2 5s right up there next to the 20 on the left-hand side of the 20. He's missed it. So Al Lippman lives again on 68. Al Lippman, who has trailed throughout this game, now has a chance to get back on level terms, and that would be a surprise. That is a 16. That's 36 scored. He wanted
52 scores.
2 16s, and he missed them. Very close, and so Given again, and Joe Given must take this chance, I think. He wants 2 5s, and he's very close. He must get it this time. I don't think Lippman will let him off the hook again. Last dart.
Yay!
Yes, that'll do. And so it is indeed, that man there, Joe Given, he really got into the nervous 90s, a bit of neurosis on his double shot out, but he goes forward into the semi-final.
Jackson has won the toss, ladies and gentlemen, and will throw first. Thank you.
And so the fourth and last quarter-final of the 1974 News of the World Darts Championships from Alexandra Palace. And on the board there with the thin patch at the back of his head, we had from Yorkshire Paul Jackson. His opponent now on the board is another Paul Gosling from the Western Counties.
81.
This then is Jackson, 28-year-old from the Blooming Rose in Leeds, so he's a budding star.
60.
He is possibly the least experienced dart player in the competition. He only started playing 16 months ago. Gosling, though, 25-year-old steward from the Port Cartho club in Truro. And he is a very experienced player because he's a very fast thrower indeed, as you can see there. And he has been one of the masters of the game in the Western Counties for a long while. Gosling, though, the new boy, taking time to settle down. And who can blame him? 12,000 baying down his neck. But just look at the way this boy Gosling throws. He looks like he's after the world record for throwing darts. His missiles are very well aimed too. With men like him around, who needs blue streak?
58.
So Gosling again, and he really is the machine gun maestro. Just watch him go. 1, 2, 3, but they're all on target. It's a ton. So this is Jackson. Jackson trying to find the scores, trying to settle down. Not doing so well. You can see the scores there. Gosling is on the left, Jackson on the right, so not very much in it. But Gosling has the darts, and he has another ton.
100.
Tremendous stuff. Jackson, the 28-year-old Tyler from Leeds.
26.
26 he scores, and Gosling is 115, and the way this boy goes with the cheroot there, he can really get out. He has got, what's that? That looks like a 60-79 scored.
97.
97 scored, and he really knows what he's going for, and he's leaving everybody in his wake. So Jackson has walked into a tornado in this one.
82.
82, 2 nines. Let's have a look at it. 2 nines up there at 10 o'clock on the board.
Yes!
That'll do. Good night, Vienna. Tremendous finishing. Wow.
And having lost the toss, Paul Gosling will throw first this time. Good order, please.
Well, this is Paul Gosling, and he really went through that first leg like an overdose of laxative. Tremendous stuff, and he's
60.
straight back into the groove with 60. And this man here, this is Paul Jackson from Yorkshire, and he really doesn't know what's hit him, but he's still struggling on manfully.
85.
85 scored. Gosling then. He was runner-up to the national champion Barry Twomlow in 1969. Very experienced.
60.
And very steady too. This is Jackson from Yorkshire, from the Blooming Rose in Leeds. Only 16 months ago he started playing seriously, so he's done remarkably well to mature enough to get to the News of the World Finals, because this really is the World Championship of darts, and this man here really has the style of a champion. Very, very fast throw, leaving commentators and cameramen alike a little bit breathless. And also his opponent here, Paul Jackson, struggling hard to keep up. And as you can see from the scores there, very little in it, just like my front room. 60 for Gosling. Now this one seems to be going through something of a lull. One feels that a big score from either man might really set this one alight. 60 scored, very steady, 60, 60, 60 all the way down the line. Both players scoring very consistently, but this is Gosling, and that's 60, bang, right in the middle of it. Just underneath, he's masked
100.
the treble there, but he kept going, and his supporters here all the way up from Cornwall delighted about that. So now Jackson needs to come back with a ton. I don't think he's going to do it now somehow.
85.
He got out of trouble very well there with his third dart into treble 20s. So 178 for Gosling, and let's just watch him go in. That's 20 of them. That looks like 80 of them. It is. And he went over for the treble 18, missed it, but still a pretty good shot. So 144 for Jackson. And he really hasn't got a grip of his whirlwind opponent. 80 80 then for Paul Gosling from the Western Counties. He finished in tremendous style in the first leg. He went for 3/16s, missed it. He's got 30, one of the bull, and he was unlucky there. I think that was a 25. You really have to gallop along to keep up. 102 now then for Jackson. He's got 60.
86.
And he was unlucky there because he needed 2/16s and missed it. So 25 going, that's 9. 2 8s, just missed it. 2 4s, unlucky just inside the wire. Wow. So 2 8s now for Jackson, and this really has been a super game of darts. Just inside, 2 4s, just outside. It really is a rat-a-tat. So Gosling needs 2 2s, and he decided that was time enough to stop mucking around. Gosling goes forward.
A truly good game, both players. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends the quarter-finals by the big clock at the back of the Ali Pali. The semi-finals will start at 20 minutes to 3. 10-minute break.
So the first semi-final of the 1974 News of the World Darts Championship. 125,000 players in London, in pubs and clubs up and down Britain, started on the trail for this title way back in the autumn. This is the last four, and this is two of them. On the hockey there, we had the London representative, Peter Chapman, straight away with 22. Remember, they must score 501. They go straight in. They must finish on a double. That's the outer ring. The inner ring is the treble ring. His opponent there, just taking his darts out, was the air representative. That is Jim McQuillan. So this is Peter Chapman from the Bird in Hand, Henley-on-Thames, and that's straight in to treble 20. 121 there, two treble 20s and a one. Peter Chapman, the big favourite with this enormous crowd here at Ali Pali. 12,000 plus in here, all of them rip-roaring, beer-drinking, public bar types, thoroughly enjoying the atmosphere and some super darts. This then is Chapman. Very steady, chewing gum, just taking his time. Wallop, straight in treble 20. Tremendous stuff. That's just pulled a little to the left. 85 scored though. And Jim McQuillan here, perhaps the most nattily attired of all this afternoon's competitors, finds himself suddenly with a lot to do. That's the score. You can see Chapman's score over there on the left-hand side. And this is Chapman, shirt undone, showing a very brawny, barrel, hairy chest. Straight in, he is really tremendous on these treble 20s, isn't he? 100 scored. So that now means that in his last 9 darts, Chapman has scored, getting on for 300. McQuillan then. 24. And that is greeted derisively here at Ali Pali. So 173 now, Chapman needs. Remember, he must finish on a double. Bang, that's treble 20 again. A gasp goes up at Alexandra Palace. 99 scored, so that leaves him into double figures. He's got a shot out now, and McQuillan really has been unable to do anything to stop the gallop of Peter Chapman from London and the home counties.
22.
So 74 he wants. 74, you can see his score on the left-hand side of your picture. This is Chapman, wants 74. Treble 14, 2 16s would be his shot. That's an 11. It's an 11, so he now needs 63. Can't see that one. 34 scored. He really started playing ducks and drakes now. So 243, Jim McQuillan, and he really could do with a 3-figure score. Jim McQuillan then really struggling in this first leg of this first semi-final. But now all eyes, 12,000 eyes on Peter Chapman. He needs double top for this first leg of this first semi-final. Let's watch him top on the board. Oh, on the wire. Yes, what a shot. Tremendous stuff. His supporters go mad. So Peter Chapman wins the first leg, and now Jim McQuillan from the Vine in Dundle with everything to do. 43-year-old brewery driver, never going to look it in that first leg, not a sniff of it. So Jim really must get straight on the ton trail this time. And he must have heard me, because Wallop straight into the 60. That's 80 scored so far. 140. It's catching fire. Now Chapman. That's a 1. 21. 41. So Jim McQuillan, as you can see, that marvellous 140 straight away in the second leg to establish some authority. He needs this one to draw level. Looks like 25. 45 scored. So Peter Chapman, third time lucky for him. It was Peter's third appearance in his divisional final. And this was the only time he's actually made the grand finals here at Ali Pali, and he's got 2 treble 20s. Can he get the third one? No! Very unlucky with 140. Tremendous stuff, and just look at this crowd. Really, this is a unique event in British sport. There is nothing to match Ali Pali on News of the World final days. And really, these two are beginning to pick out the big scores. That's 20 for Jim McQuillan.
26.
So as you can see, nothing in the scores at all. Chapman really came rocketing down with that 140 last time. Here he goes again. That's 20. 40. Can he get the treble in the middle?
60.
No, but he gets 60 and that's steady enough. So now McQuillan could do with a three-figure score. He's got a 5. He's got 65. 85.
85.
So this one really is neck and neck. Chapman now, as you can see, some 60-odd behind. Oh, that one hit the wire and bounced halfway back to his hockey. That's 20.
21.
21. Groans from the London fans of Peter Chapman from the bird in hand Henley on Thames. McQuillan now then, McQuillan with chances. 40 scored.
60.
6-0. So now McQuillan in a slight lead here, but Chapman really can pull out the big ones when he needs to. Just underneath the treble 20. Just above it. Can he get one in the middle?
60.
60. So 145 now for Jim McQuillan. 20s for 60. That's it. No, it isn't. It's next door. That is, my goodness me, it's very close on the wire there. He's got 63 scored. Well, these boys really are mathematical geniuses. He came down there like a ton of bricks, and now Chapman finds himself in trouble. 40 scored.
60. Jim is 68.
68 now then for Jim McQuillan. Is that a 12? It is 56.
28.
28 scored.
And Peter, you need 119.
So McQuillan had a chance for a double there, but 119 now for Peter Chapman to finish. He went for the 19, he missed it, he got a 7, 112. That one was right on the wire, but it's a 1.
27.
27 scored, and now McQuillan needs double top to level them up. Just underneath 210s over there at 4 o'clock. That'll do. Tremendous finishing power. McQuillan levelled it up. One apiece. So there we see them tossing for this third and decisive leg in this first semi-final. This is Jim McQuillan from Ayr. He really got into the groove in that last horse. And he's straight away there with 1939 score. So Peter Chapman, with tremendous support here at Ali Pally from London and the home counties, the bird in hand Henley, one of the best players in the London region, has really got to find his form. That's only 2, but he did get out of trouble well there. 2-1 with his first 2 darts, banging the treble 20 with his third. That's healthy. McQuillan then. A 5. 25.
26.
26. You won't like that one. This is Chapman. 20. 40. 100. Good darts. Just listen to that crowd. You could cut the atmosphere here at Ali Pally with a carving knife. McQuillan coming back strongly though.
62.
62 scored. So there you can see the scores now. Chapman has edged in front by some 40-odd. These will all count though. Remember, they must finish on a double. You must subtract their scores. Take 40
60.
off. Take 60 off for Peter Chapman from the London and home counties area. McQuillan then. Bang, treble 20.
95.
95 scored. So still, it's a real ding-dong, this one. It's going back and forth like an electronic ping-pong ball. This is Chapman, 20 scored. 40 scored. Can he hit the magic treble? Yes, he can. Tremendous stuff. Remember, this is a decisive leg. Jim McQuillan with the Alexandra Palace beginning to bubble over with excitement. 45. 179 going then for Peter Chapman. That's 20 off. It's just next door in the 5, is it? No, it's in the 20. 60 scored, so he wants 119 then. McQuillan really badly needs a 3-figure score here to get back on terms. Peter Chapman, a brewery driver from the Vine in Dundalk, looking desperately around for that treble, couldn't find it. So now 119 for Peter Chapman. 119, 57, 32 16s perhaps he'll go for. He went for the 57. He's missed it, has he? Yes, it's a 19. He's gone up for the treble 20. He's missed that. He's got a 5. He worked today, went downstairs again, but missed the treble there. So this has let, again, McQuillan back in with chances. That's unlucky for a treble 20. That is a treble 20.
83.
83 scored. So now Chapman needs 92, 62 16s of this shot. Treble 20, 2 16s. To get a place in the final, he's got a 1. Terrible disillusionment. The groan almost goes through you. That is double top he wants.
32. 32.
Rather, he wanted a double top to leave himself a double. Anyway, there we go. Really, the excitement here is even getting to the commentator. So now Chapman needs 60. He needs 20 double top. That's a 20 double top now. Just over the top. Third dart, last one. Yes! Yeah! Tremendous. After the confusion of his earlier throw, he made no mistake, and it's Peter Chapman from London and the home counties who goes into the 1974 News of the World Darts final round.